Okay, so I think we're live and let's start. So, welcome to today's live session. I'm here to share something that might shift how you start thinking about transformation, especially when it comes to the relationship with alcohol. So, first, I'm going to introduce myself. So, my name is Laura. I'm a psychologist, a relational psychotherapist, and I'm also a certified yoga teacher. And I want you to know that I'm very proud of you for being here, for taking this time to take care of yourself. And it takes real courage to know that you want to learn more and be more self-aware. So it's important for you to know that you're not broken. You don't need to be fixed, but and that you're already a whole. But sometimes we might need to move a few wires around to feel more fulfilled or to feel the better version of ourselves. So let's explore what's possible when we work with our minds instead of against them. So if you've been trying to change your drinking through willpower alone, or if any traditional approaches um, that you've worked on haven't clicked for you, and what we're exploring today, it's a little bit different, and we're going to dive into how gratitude and mindfulness can rewire your unconscious patterns around alcohol. So, I wanted to first talk a little bit about the science and psychology behind it, um, and then do a 10-minute guided meditation. And then we'll close on how, here at Unconscious Moderation, we want to give 3 principles to make a lasting transformation. So let's dive into our first part of this session, which is the psychology and neuroscience behind the feeling of gratitude. So it's important to understand that gratitude goes beyond a thank you. And gratitude isn't just being polite. And from a psychological point of view, gratitude, it's a very complex emotion that emerge when we recognize the value of a received kindness or support. But here it's what's very fascinating. True gratitude actually marks a significant personal growth. And you might ask yourself why. We've been always said to say thank you. But the thing is that psychoanalyst Melanie Klein discovered that the ability to feel genuine gratitude signals a very important step forward in your development. And it's that early attachment wound that we all have has begun to heal. And this is because when someone can truly say thank you, not just socially or because your parents said so, it's it's because of a deep place of recognition. It is often because we overcome those feelings of distrust and shame or emotional neglect that we might have unconsciously. And the neuroscience behind how gratitude rewires our head is very interesting as well. When we practice gratitude, your brain activates different regions associated with reward, sorry, and then the positive emotion. So research shows that gratitude activates your brain's region associated with these two sections by releasing neurotransmitters, so dopamine and serotonin, which might be known popularly as the happiness chemicals. So these affect to improve your mood immediately, and it builds resilience against stress, and even, which is a very fun fact, it helps you with sleep quality, which is awesome. So being grateful helps you sleep better. That's a cool fact. And think about these. The neurotransmitters that are released into your brain, so serotonin and dopamine, are the same chemicals that your brain craves when you want or are reaching for alcohol. So practicing gratitude regularly can rewire your brain in enhancing mental resilience and helping individuals to recover from psychological disruptions and change the unconscious patterns and unconscious behaviors. So practicing gratitude influences your brain's reward system. And here in unconscious moderation, we're huge on that. We want to rewire that reward system. So this plays a vital role in our emotional regulation and resilience. So engaging in gratitude exercises that are very simple, like journaling or meditation, or expressing thanks when someone holds the door for you, can activate your brain areas that are associated with feelings of pleasure. So it's just like a muscle. We just got to train it, right? So this is crucial because increased levels of these chemicals can help increase and improve your mood, your positivity, and it helps you cope or have better coping strategies when you're dealing with something that can be overwhelming. So it makes you less dependent on substances, just like alcohol, and more in tune with your emotional stability. So from a psychological point of view, gratitude helps us also overcome a self-centered impulses. So it fosters a sense of community and cooperation behaviors. So rather than feeling stuck on what's wrong, what do I lack, or how people have wronged me, because we all kind of get stuck in those spirals, gratitude creates what researchers called upward spiral. So, and that upward spiral is the positive feeling. So we change from a downward spiral to an upward spiral. And when you're grateful, you're less likely to feel envious, to feel ashamed, or to be distrustful of the people around you. So emotions often drive behaviors, and gratitude mediates between relationship of happiness and positive and negative effects and behaviors, and the overall satisfaction of life. So grateful people experience fewer negative emotions. They also experience fewer envy and shame, and showing better mental health relationships. So breaking down the patterns of unconscious, we got a comment here, and I'm going to answer later on. But to break unconscious patterns, here are some ways you can connect your unconscious to transform. So gratitude aids the counter-reactive of negative mental patterns. So those feelings of shame or guilt are common obstacles for recovery or overcoming. So by shifting the focus between the positive aspects in life and the achievements that you've got, it encouraged you to have a cognitive restructuring, which is similar to different therapeutic techniques like CBT, like cognitive behavioral therapy, talks about. So when you feel genuine appreciation, you interrupt that unconscious loop of self-criticism and the scarcity mindset that can happen a lot in modern day society. And those two, criticism and the scarcity mindset can drive you to drink. And this is important. You're not forcing positivity. You are creating the space for awareness and for gratitude. So here's a comment that they left us here. It's, before I go to sleep, I love saying 3 good things that happened to me during the day, and it really helped me. Do you have any other tips that I can add to my bedtime routine? I love this. This is such a cool comment. I would also add, how about you say 3 things when you wake up in the morning that you're grateful for, that are right there, like your body, your heart beating, your lungs inhaling, and maybe journaling. Journaling or meditation can also help you. And if you focus it on gratitude, you can build that muscle. So here's another comment that I think it's very interesting. Do you think gratitude is more about a mindset or an action? So I think it can be both. It is like the lenses that you put on. It's like the glasses that you put on to see life through. So those could be your glasses, grateful glasses. But it's also something that you got to work on, because sometimes life can be tough and you got to actively do the work of being grateful and take a breather, stop in your tracks when you're feeling that downward spiral, and think about those 3 things that you're grateful for that we were talking about. And this leads also into how psychology shows us that gratitude serves us as a key marker for personal relational growth. So the expression of gratitude signals also the consolidation of the self and the willingness to acknowledge the values of others. So it's not only understanding your own mindset, but understanding what the inner world of someone else, and that's what we psychologists call mentalization. And it's an active thing. So many people drink because they feel disconnected. They feel disconnected from themselves, from others, or from meaning itself. So practicing gratitude can help you strengthen your capacity to find that authentic connection to your community and to yourself. And there's something that I think it's very interesting fact, and it's couples that experience mutual expressions of gratitude between one another. They have stronger relationships and better ability to cope with stress. So how about if we extend that to our family circle or to our friend circle? How the relationship would change if we start being grateful and we encourage that around us. So according to psychoanalytic theory, gratitude, it's in the most profound form experienced by yourself when you recognize the intrinsic worth and goodness of the existence. So regardless of external validation. So what that means is that gratitude is a sign of selfhood, of healing, and existential fulfillment, which is what philosophy has tried to figure out for thousands of years. And how about we feel it internally through gratitude? That's very, very powerful. And it means that you don't need anything external. You don't need approval, you don't need substances, and you don't need the perfect circumstances. And all you need is to create the space to find that transformative state. So enough with the theory. Let's dive into what our guided meditation of gratitude is about. So let's put that science to practice. And first of all, I invite you to find a comfortable position. And that comfortable position, you can keep your eyes open or you can close them, however it feels right. And we begin by taking 3 deep breaths. By 3 deep breaths, I mean in through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Let's start there. Inflate your belly as a balloon. One last breath. Feel your feet on the ground or on the chair. Feel your body in the chair. Notice that you're safe in this moment. Notice that gravity is holding you, that you're surrounded by air that nourishes you with every breath. Let's be thankful about that. Now let's shift this gratitude towards the body. Place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Feel your heart beating. Your heart has been doing this faithfully throughout the years without you thinking about it. Feel the gratitude for this tireless organ that keeps you alive. Now, let's notice your breath. Let's notice that hand on the belly that rises up and down, how your lungs expand and contract, bringing oxygen to every cell in your body. Thank your body for this automatic process that sustains your life. Think about your hands, how those hands have created, have touched, have comforted, have worked. Feel appreciation for your body that has carried you. Think about your feet, your legs that walk through new projects, through new paths that hold you. Now let's shift that gratitude towards the challenges. Bring to your mind something that has been challenging you, that you're facing right now. And instead of pushing it away, find gratitude for this challenge. Ask yourself the question, what it might be teaching you. Maybe it's patience, resilience, clarity. What can you value from this challenge? If you've been struggling with unconscious patterns, for example, drinking, you can feel gratitude towards the fact that you're here seeking transformation, that it takes courage, it takes awareness, and it's a gift for yourself. Now let's shift into the community. Think about someone who has supported you, even in small ways. Maybe someone that held a door for you today, or a friend that listens to you, or a partner. Feel that connection. Now expand that feeling of gratitude for every person who has contributed to your growth, to your safety, to your ability to be here today. Notice how gratitude isn't dependent on perfect circumstances. It's the capacity to recognize the goodness, even in the imperfection. Now feel into the future you're creating. Let's tap into that. Not the perfect version, but the authentic version. The person who makes conscious choices about drinking, who responds rather than reacts, who feels free and genuine. Think of this future version of yourself and thank it for inspiring you today. Feel gratitude for the capacity of change, to grow, and to choose differently. Let's close this with one breath in, one breath out through the mouth. You can open up your eyes if you have them closed. Come back. And let's take a moment to notice how your body feels compared to when we started. This shift of gratitude can create a domino effect in your nervous system. This calm, this presence, this is available to you instead of reaching for that unconscious pattern that it can be a drink, or it could be social media, or it could be eating. And it's available to you to shift that state. Now, I would want to talk a little bit. There are two other questions that are here on the chat. Can I use gratitude as a tool to ease my stress and reduce anxiety to my everyday chores or duties? Are there any specific practices that you strongly recommend because they're effective? Of course, you can use gratitude to ease stress and reduce anxiety, because these two emotions are very focused on that downward spiral that we were talking about everything that could go or is going wrong, or the overwhelming sensation of everything is going on at the same moment, at the same time. So gratitude is that moment of, I'm looking this way, let's look another way. Let's change the view and let's focus on what's working. And let's focus on what I'm doing right, what I have achieved today. Even the small things like, oh, I woke up and made my bed first thing in the morning. I think that's something that you can be grateful for. You thought about your future self. And there are some practices that I would recommend. As a yoga teacher, I recommend meditation a lot. It helps incredibly. And even if it's a 10-minute meditation, a 5-minute, because it helps you get out of that autopilot of keep going, just run, because that's modern day society. We are just moving fast. And sometimes breaking that pattern means, oh, I need to stay still for a little bit, just breathe. And maybe those breaths is that difference between a situation and your action. Because if you don't take those breaths and practice that gratitude, that is, it may be the situation and your reaction. It's immediate. And we need to take that space. And there's another question that experiencing gratitude for the experiences I have gives me a sense of tranquility. That's awesome. It was not a question, it was a comment, and I love that. Please share with us how gratitude has changed your life through big things or little things that you have noticed. So, to finish up, I wanted to talk a little bit about what unconscious moderation is for, because you're going to see us active here through YouTube and Instagram, and of course through the app that you can download. But for you to understand what we stand for, it's very important to know that we do believe that maybe traditional approaches can miss a mark. And because sometimes those traditional approaches focus on these programs focus mostly in changing your relationship with alcohol or unconscious patterns through the conscious mind. So they focus on willpower, they focus on determination and logical thinking. And the thing is, most of the time we're acting in autopilot. A lot of things are just go and do. And our unconscious mind has a lot of power over our thoughts and our feelings and our actions. And it means that our drinking can also be an impulse from our unconscious mind, so it originates beneath the surface. So while your unconscious mind wants to drink less, the unconscious mind often makes the final decision. So that's why willpower alone sometimes doesn't work on the long term. So through unconscious moderation, and this lines up to, do you have more meditations like this on the app? We believe on 3 main pillars. The unconscious moderation app works your unconscious mind through science-backed approaches. So the first one is hypnotherapy, and we believe in rewiring. And you might think, oh my God, hypnotherapy, they're going to make me do some crazy things. Not at all. This is not like the magic show that you think about when you listen to hypnotherapy. Hypnotherapy helps you communicate directly through the unconscious by updating those mental scripts that you have and that drive a lot of your choices. So the unconscious moderation hypnotherapy sessions are designed to tap into your brain natural superpower, that is neuroplasticity, that is the ability to create new pathways. And this isn't about losing control. It's you are completely aware through these meditations, and you are in charge all of the time. And what people describe it as, and as a comment said, wow, I love the meditation, thank you so much. These meditations help you reach that peaceful, grounded state. Like the moment before you're falling asleep, that you feel like floating, or the calm after meditation. That's what hypnotherapy does. And it builds on that relaxation response because it turns off the fight, flight, or freeze mechanism that we might have. And it shifts from the stress mode to a shift into reducing cortisol. It slows down your heart rate, it calms your nervous system, and it helps you um, just relax and shift your mindset. A second pillar that we think it's very important is journaling. And we believe at Unconscious Moderation that journaling is very powerful because the unconscious mind doesn't speak through logics. It speaks through symbols. So images, dreams, and emotional energy. And Carl Jung, which is a very well-known psychoanalyst or psychologist, he believed that the symbols are bridges between the visible and the invisible part of the psyche. So when you write, I feel overwhelmed, it can mean, and it can reflect deeper boundaries, like, oh, I want boundaries, I want to rest, I want connection. And these symbolic expressions are very important and help you uncover that hidden insights. And the third pillar that we think is very important is movement. And we believe that when you move your body, you can activate a cascade of feel-good neurotransmitters. So it boosts your motivation, it boosts dopamine and serotonin, it stabilizes your mood, it helps you reduce anxiety. So even simple movements, just going on a daily walk or stretching, can help you release these neurotransmitters. So, and these neurotransmitters are the same ones that your brain craves when you're drinking. So with regular movement, you can generate them naturally, which is awesome because you won't need a substance to create those. And I would like to answer a little bit about the comments that we've been having here. Oh, you feel, here is, I love the meditation, didn't know it could help me feel better at the moment. Thank you. I love the meditation. I feel so much lighter. That's awesome. And let's tie it up with what we were talking about, how gratitude and mindfulness integrate. And what we practice today is that the thing that we at Unconscious Moderation really believed in is it helps us calm down the nervous system. It helps us connect to appreciation rather than scarcity. And when you trust in your capacity to grow, your drinking becomes as a conscious choice rather than an unconscious reaction. And this isn't about labels or restrictions. It is about your choice, your conscious choice, and your authentic freedom. So we have a program, it's a 3-month program. The first month is no drinking. You want clarity, you want to create space between impulses and choices, and you'll feel it not only in your emotional side, but in your physical side. You will have so much more energy, your blood pressure will come down, you will feel so much lighter, your cravings will go away. Month 2 comes to moderation. it helps you, it makes it an option, but not a requirement. And it helps you serve through social situations that, oh, there's alcohol involved. And the third month is about reinforcement. And it is how you understand those rooted unconscious transformations that you're doing, and not just the conscious effort. And if you're ready to explore what's possible, the app is available at the Apple Store. It's available at Google Play Store, and it helps you the transformation with understanding and not willpower. And it's important for you to know that you just need to show up for yourself. You just need to show up and let the unconscious do what it's designed to do, which is grow. And what we've explored today, the gratitude, the mindfulness, the unconscious transformation, this aren't separate practices. They're all pointing to the same thing. And it's, you have the capacity to change. You have the capacity to change from the inside out. So gratitude, that gratitude that you felt during the meditation, it's your nervous system remembering how it feels like to be calm. And that state is where the conscious choices become possible. And that's what we're trying to reach here at Unconscious Moderation. Whether you explore or you find your path, remember that transformation doesn't require perfection. It requires presence. It requires patience. It requires courage, and working with your patterns instead of against them. Try not to label them. And well, to finish this off, I would like to thank you for joining this live, for spending time together, for your willingness to explore, to question, to grow. And that itself is something that you want to be grateful for. So thank you so much, and we'll see each other soon in another live. Remember to follow us here on YouTube and on Instagram, TikTok, where you'll find more content like this. And of course, if you want to dig deeper into this process, please download the app, and I promise you that it will help you change. Thank you so much. Goodbye.